No one saw this coming in 1995. No one. A level set in a giant thorny mess of brambles is a truly off-kilter concept, and more than interesting enough by itself. This is also the first time us 90s kids ever heard Stickerbush Symphony, the best track in the game, and in my opinion, even better than DKC's Aquatic Ambience. Doesn't seem like a big deal, but I honestly believe this level here is when the game went from great to a culturally significant moment in gaming history. This is part 18 of Overthinking Donkey Kong Country 2. That said, this level's a gauntlet. You traverse the skies through launch barrels, which more often than not are arranged in large isometric grids. Through mostly trial and error, you figure out where the exit is and how to get there, only to do it all over again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again. After the very start, there's no solid ground until a little ways after the halfway barrel, through 5 or so large grids of barrels, and some narrow passageways. Clamp-on is the first enemy you'll see here, the first that isn't Zinger, I should say. Soon after you'll see a couple of click-clacks, then it's back in the barrels for the final stretch. If you detour slightly, there's a short section with squawks that leads to the DK coin and the final bonus barrel, though there's some red Zingers to contend with. It's hard for me to sum up my feelings here. To me, this is the worst level in Krem Key, both in gameplay theme and visual theme, but it also feels like such a great way to wrap up the world before the boss fight. We've gone from the swamps, through the hold of the ship, onto the ruins of the port, to the decks of the front half, up the mast, and now here, into this huge, otherworldly environment. Honestly, that's all I want to say about Bramble Blast's level design. It's all much of a muchness. So in summation, great toonskis, interesting tile set, the hardest level we've seen by far, and all centered around the launch barrels. There's a bit I could say about this level theme, but I want to save it for the next Bramble level, where it will make more sense. For now, I'll just ask you this. Do you think the presence of these giant brambles could give us a look at what Crocodile Isle might have looked like? You know, before the Kremlings did what they do best and ruined everything? I've been researching the plants, but I can't find anything we can work with just yet. So for this, I'm gonna defer to you guys. Stickerbush Symphony was originally intended as another water level tune, like Aquatic Ambience. When no straightforward water levels came up during development, it was put on the back burner, tentatively planned for the sky levels. If you've been following the channel, the planned sky-themed world that would have fleshed out the Flying Croc is something we've covered a bit before. And yeah, we'll be talking about it again in more detail later on. It's crazy to imagine what this song would be like, mixed in with the gameplay of the cloud levels of Donkey Kong Land. It's even crazier to think that this song might not have made it into the final product at all. Part 18 done. Great song, cool level theme, not the most fun to play. It is what it is. And as I said before, I honestly think this section of the game really opened a lot of players' eyes to the incredible beauty of Donkey Kong Country 2, that up until now, they may have been taking for granted. Seriously, it might seem weird that a dude in his mid-30s is making such a fuss about a 30-year-old video game for kids, but this game is pure, beautiful art, and I think it needs to be celebrated, preserved, and studied. I honestly do. Next up is the boss of Krem Key, then we're more or less into the second half of the game.